I'm on a mission to turn $1,000 all the way to $100,000 by flipping cars, and I already made it to a little over $30,000 built up so far. And I bought my next 2 cars to keep the series going, and this right here is one of them. It's a 2012 Chevrolet Silverado with around 120,000 miles. I paid a little over $4,500 for it, and from what it looks like, it needs a little bit of work. There's body work right there that it needs on both of the rear fenders right here and there. And then I gotta do something about those rusty looking wheels. This is the next one. It's a 2017 Nissan Pathfinder. I paid a little over $4,000 for it from an online auction as well, but there might be something coming up with this one I was not expecting. So I'm gonna take it for a little test drive so you can see exactly what's going on with me. All right, so check out what happens when I really try to step on it. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty annoying, but I'm thinking it could be a transmission issue. I didn't even realize when I bought this car, but it actually has trash Nissan CVT transmission. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it to the shop first, see if they could diagnose it, and then just kind of go from there. Good thing is that the price isn't actually too much. They quoted it as being around $10,000, not too bad. No, let me stop, that's actually trash. But really how I see it, there's just a couple different ways how I can do this. The primary way, realistically, with this auction is actually an option of potentially just giving the car back. But I mean, it really depends. I have to report it, basically open up what's called an arbitration, and then from there I have to be going back and forth with the auction to hope where I can actually give the car back to the auction and I can get the money back that I paid for the car. But I mean, I haven't had to do it for an issue like this before, so we're gonna see how they handle it. They said they're gonna be sending someone out to check out the car and inspect it before we go any further, so I'll be updating you throughout the video. But as you remember, that's not everything that we have to do with this video. We also have to take care of this truck, and as I mentioned, it needs a little bit of work with body work and with detailing and all that stuff. So we're gonna take care of this while we're waiting for everything with the Nissan. Starting with those wheels. Okay, so my plan with these wheels is not buying new ones. I'd rather save money if possible. I'm gonna just try spray painting them instead myself. So yeah, let's get to it. We'll see how it turns out. Alright, so this is basically the before and this is the after. I will say it's not going to be looking perfect just because, I mean, the day that I did it, it was literally like 30 degrees out. So you're really not supposed to be doing paint jobs in weather that cold. But hey, it looks a lot better than it did before. That's the main thing. And now on to the next update for this dumb car right here too. So the inspector came to check out the car. He obviously saw within really 30 seconds of driving the car that the transmission is shot. So I'm going to basically just wait for the next thing after this. I have to wait for customer care to call me up and see exactly what's going on next. So yeah, we'll see exactly how things get handled with that. But regardless, we still got the rest of the work with this truck to deal with as well. So what I'm thinking about doing with this is just hiring someone to take care of it really. I mean, this car is going to be selling for anywhere around like $7,000 and above. So I need to make sure this thing is getting done right. And yeah, I'm not going to lie and act like I'm some bodywork expert. All right, so the guy is all done. This is how everything is looking after. I'm actually really impressed with it. I mean, the fact that he did all of this outside, you see even here how he kind of like followed the body line and everything too. I mean, this thing was looking busted before. I'll show you it before and after again, but this thing was like no body lines, no nothing in sight. Now everything is all good. The car is all good for sale and time to post it up. Let me take some pictures. Okay, obviously I'm not posting up the car like that. Could you imagine if I actually did? No one would hit me up at all about this truck. But let me get on to painting it now. So I actually got another update on what was going on so far with the Nissan right before I started doing this work with the truck. And they mentioned the seller basically wasn't trying to do the return for the Nissan. And they were really trying to act like there was no transmission issues at all, when it was very apparent that there was issues there. So because of that, the auction I bought it from told me to combat that, I should just take the car to Nissan directly and get them to diagnose the car. Wow, check it out. I'm actually so impressed how it turned out. I do think I could have done it a little better with the clear coat, but honestly it was really tough to see the clear coat when I was applying it that day. But so far so good, even with how the wheels look too, balanced with it, much better than it was before. But now we just gotta clean this baby, and of course last but not least, see exactly what I should even try to do with this rust spot in the back as well. And by the way, both of these cars were purchased from an auction only for car dealers, and as you can see, I've only been doing things from the street. I don't have a dealership. If you want access to do the same thing yourself, you can go to the link in the description below, but there is limited spots available. All right, so I just finished up the interior detailing and look at how everything is looking. I don't know if you remember just how bad it was, especially the floors. This thing was looking so crusty. Kind of expected. I mean, this is a work truck, but way better than before. The next thing is also exactly what's up with these rusted out back fenders. So this part is also kind of annoying because I actually was expecting to, when I got the truck, end up getting someone, the same person that did the bodywork on the front, to do the bodywork on the back as well. But the weather just was not working with us. Like, it was just constant days where it was either 30 and below or raining, and you know, the guy just wouldn't be able to go out here working in the rain on the stuff. And to be doing body work like that, you really should have at least like 40 degrees and above so that the job is actually finished correctly and everything has a chance to adhere right. So unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to list it up as it is. Obviously, I'm just gonna drop the price a little bit from what it would have been before, but let me go up the block, take some pictures of it, and hopefully we can get a buyer pretty quickly for this truck, and then we'll just see exactly what's gonna happen with the Pathfinder too. Let's go! So we sold the car, we sold the Chevy, and we found out exactly what was up with the Nissan as well, and we'll start there first. So, if you can see there, brought it over to Nissan, and indeed, yes, they confirmed it was also the transmission, so the seller couldn't say anything about what it really is. I was able to return the car completely, cancel out the sale as if it would never happen, and the seller came to pick up the car. I got all my money refunded back to me, and I could put that into another car now. Of course, the annoying thing with that is like, all right, I could have used that money to invest into another car or even a couple of cars with that same money, and now it was literally just there basically sitting around doing nothing. But it is what it is. At least I didn't lose money from it. Then for the truck, I had a lot of people hitting me up about it, so it was definitely some great interest in it, even with it having the bodywork issues that it had. And I actually just took a down payment for it, but the sale is basically as good as done. I'm going to be dropping it off to them within a couple of days, and the selling price was for $7,000. And if you remember, I paid about $4,600 to buy it. I paid around $200 to get the bodywork done with the Motor Recon guy. And let's call it another $50 for the things that I had to do to get it ready for sale, for let's say the painting and taking it to the car wash, stuff like that. So about $48.50 all in for the car. So that gave us a profit of $2,150 for that flip, and it's going to be added right to that series. But that's everything. It's really cold out here. Let me get to these next flips, keep the series going, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.